Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video on this fine holiday. First of all, for the viewers over at Angel's channel, your commentator for today is Fierce Bird of Flame, better known as FenixFire. Alas for those who want to hear her, but I'm sure we'll have a great time nonetheless. I'll be delving into my thought process, aka the trainer at the top, for more details into the mindset. Let me elaborate on our special a bit before we tune into the match. In order to differentiate ourselves from the rest, we decided to build teams based off the Christmas colors according to Bulbapedia, namely red, white and green. Tier-wise, are you and below bar, Gallade and Sceptile, to allow lesser fighters a chance to shine as well on this beautiful event. Enough dilly-dallying for now, let the game begin! I make the first move by sending out Jinx, while Angel directs Piloswine to take the lead. Fearful of Stealth Rock maiming several of my Pokemon on the switch, I let loose a provocative shout to block it off while my foe slams the ground with Earthquake. Lacking a Rapid Spinner, I must hold off any entry hazards at all costs. As I maintain focus courtesy of my item, I must retreat Jinx lest Ice Shard becomes its demise. Keen on crippling the beast before Taunt wears off or to repel it outright, Rotom floats in to take only little damage from Piloswine's priority. Hesitant to combat my ghostly trinket, my adversary swaps out for Ludicolo as I command Rotom to exchange items via Trick. Receiving leftovers in the process, the table scraps prove the foes running a defensive spread. Making my daring escape via Volt Switch, I hope to catch Ludicolo at a disadvantage with Dry Skin Jinx and restore my HP. Perceiving the possibility just in time, Ludicolo is ordered to use Ice Beam and claim the first kill of the match. Knowing the opponent cannot change moves, I'm free to bring in specially bulky Flareon and bait any switches in Venom. As Angel falls back into Druddigon, the Toxic finds its mark and befouls her robust dragon. Eager to stack up harm and scout the foe's motives, I quickly throw up a protective field. Blocking Glare, a status attack, I can now safely scratch any choice sets. With no leftovers in sight as well, the foe's offensively inclined nature is revealed. Not wanting to get crippled by status just yet, I swap out for the slowest of the bunch, Piloswine. Cursed by an unfortunate defensive typing, yet a sturdy wall amongst the meek. Thanks to Eviolite, it is more than a match for the opponent's dragon. Not wasting any time, I order Piloswine to establish Stealth Rock, granting me a permanent advantage over my foe. Although Ludicolo will use a water attack to subdue my Pokemon, I cannot risk it burning any of my fighters in the process. Knowing protective builds have little to no attack investment, I must take my chances with Flareon. As I'm able to take the blow reasonably well, I protect myself for additional recovery and prep to befoul the enemy anew. Unsure what I might try next, Angel sends out Simisear to shift offensive momentum back into her favor. Indifferent of its target, Flareon contaminates the Primate with Toxic instead, burdening the foe with another layer of pressure. Positive it will try to improve its prowess first with nasty plots to overcome my team with brute force. I prepare myself for the impact by using Wish. This in tow, it'll allow me to recover half my HP the next turn and sponge whatever Simisear might employ while poison runs its course. With the moment of truth upon us, my opponent launches its mightiest attack in the form of Focus Blast. As the blob manages to find its target, it fails to subdue Flareon even at +2 and backed by a Life Orb. Confident my fiery friend could take the effort, I let loose a Flamethrower attack to whittle down the enemy as my previously instated wish reverts all the harm the foe was able to inflict. Back to square one, Angel Simisear is in a terrible predicament. As the foe's monkey struggles to go on, I let Flareon protect itself to seal its fate. Down to indirect damage, the record stands at 5 versus 5. Eager to exact brutal revenge, Regigigas takes the field. Boasting powerful moves that can easily crush Flareon, I cannot permit the foe to gain a foothold with Substitute or other stalling tactics. Hoping my puppy might prevail to slow start cutting the foe's speed and attack, the gambit pays off as I'm able to toxic the construct before a substitute can be made. With the indirect damage slowly building up, the foe's Pokemon will be hard pressed to rain havoc for long after slow start is worn off. Not wanting to waste any time, I hastily recall for Piloswine. With everything factored in, the towering golem is unsuccessful in dealing noticeable damage. Despite its best attempts, even Drain Punch cannot hope to break the fluffy bulkworm. As I let loose an indomitable roar and force it off, Druddigon is dragged out to take its place. Seeing the enemy's rapidly dropping health bar, I reckon now is the time to strike, as I smash the ground with my strongest move. Dealing considerable grief, the adversary won't go down that easily and retaliates with revenge. Nearly ending Piloswine's life, both fighters are at their rope's end, yet undiminished in courage to win the day for their trainer. Fearing a possible sucker punch, I don't take any chances and use priority of my own. As Dragon falls, the record stands at 5 versus 4. Unable to squash Piloswine first, the enemy fields Ludicolo. Left with little use at red health, I spit out a final ice shot to rack up injuries, as the opponent's Pokemon drenches mine with Scald, leaving both trainers at 4 combatants. Free to bring in Scolipede, I am certain my Centipede can outrun and slay the foe, despite its Choice Scarf. Foreseeing this as well, Piloswine is ordered to leap in and hold the fort. Curious to what it might do, I repeat my Axe-Scissor attack, as Earthquake cuts my HP clean in half. Dubious my next blow will finish the job due to fluctuating results, I must preserve Scolipede to combat Gardevoir, and therefore direct it back to its Pokeball. As Rotom pops in, Ice Shard scratches it for underwhelming damage. Haphazardly floating about while I make ready a Shadow Ball, Piloswine fills the air with ice once more. Blasting particles my way, it is able to short-circuit my Christmas light with a critical hit. Brought off balance by this unfortunate event, 3 versus 4 is the score for now. Predicting a water attack from Dewgong, Ludicolo quickly hops back in from behind the scenes. Unbeknownst to my enemy, Christmas Seal packs a fully physical move pool and is able to circumvent the opponent's speed advantage with a number of priority attacks. As Pokemon continue to fall, both players have only half their team remaining. Bringing to bear her mighty giant for a second time, I continue to press my favorable position with Icicle Spear. Managing only 2 hits out of 5, my luck seems to turn for the worse once more, as Thunder Wave robs Dewgong of its speed. Now able to outrun my Pokemon, Regigigas grinds into action as it takes the initiative. With Drain Punch pummeling Dewgong in submission, it is able to restore the user's HP for a considerable amount. Fully paralyzed as well, it seems Dewgong was not meant to win me today. Having failed with Icicle Spear, I remain defiant and strike back with Aqua Jet. Although insufficient, it is the best I can muster with Dewgong before it perishes. As a follow-up jab KOs Dewgong, I was still able to stall Regigigas for a few turns, thus racking up toxic damage. With us nearing the end of a close battle, only 2 versus 3 Pokemon remain. Overconfident that my evolution will save me again, I immediately start planning ahead and go for Wish. A foolish mistake as the opponent's Pokemon Thunder Waves away. Crippled once more in the speed department, the adversary's Piloswine can now handily outrun and kill Flareon with an Earthquake. Although I'm able to win the duel at hand with Protect and indirect damage, my doggy is now powerless to combat the enemy's hairy boar. With Toxic running its course, even leftovers won't provide for Regigigas now. Stumbling to the ground like Simisear before it, the scoreboard stands at 2 versus 2. As stated, Piloswine makes its curtain call and ushers in an intense tremor. Falling in between the cracks of this powerful assault, the depths embrace Flareon as skillfully eliminated. With only Scolipede remaining, it is all that stands between me and defeat. In a monkey see, monkey do fashion, the foe's Piloswine imitates mine as it goes all out with an ice shot. Enfeebled to the brink of defeat, Scolipede Swarm's ability kicks it into high gear. Under the effects of its second wind, the Insectoid slashes Piloswine with ferocious force. As Gardevoir does not pack a Choice Scarf, my rampage goes on unabated and snatches the game from the jaws of defeat at 1 versus 0. That was our special for today, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'd like to thank AngeloftheNight091 for the visuals in this collab effort, and for those interested in more of that, feel free to check her out at the link below. If you haven't already, you can also subscribe to my channel for more of these narrations. Like and comment if you enjoyed what you saw, and have a Merry Christmas. Till next time, FenixFire out.